You can leave Egypt, but can Egypt leave you? That's the topic of today's sermon. So today I was reading in Exodus 15, and I wanted to dissect the verses 23 through 25. So at this point in Exodus, Moses leads the Israelites out of Egypt. They get away from Pharaoh. God gives Moses the power to part the Red Sea. They walk through it, the walls of water protecting them, and then it shuts down on Pharaoh and them, and they all get clapped. And now they're on the other side of the Red Sea or whatever. They've already sung the song of praise to God for thanking him for getting them out of there. But 3 days go by on their voyage and they ain't have no water. So at this point, they pull up to this place called Marah. I think that's how you say it. Or Marah, whatever. And it says, now when they came to Marah, they could not drink the waters of... Let me see how I pronounce this, because I ain't gonna lie. So Marah. Marah. Okay. Now when they came to Marah, they could not drink the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. Therefore, the name of it was called Marah. And the people complained against Moses, saying, what shall we drink? So they're asking Moses, like, bro, we've been walking for 3 days after almost dying in the desert to Pharaoh, and we have not had water. Like, it's okay to not have food. We done fasted, not have food, but water, we need that to survive. Hey, bro, chill out, bro. Hey, that's my Discord server. If y'all want to join the Discord server, let me know down below. It would be great if you want to help out the community, speak to each other, give each other meaningful feedback, and especially if you're a creative. It's mainly for creatives, but I'm going to make a channel and a section for us people of Christ, because creatives, we know we get our creativity from the divine. So if you want to come together and have a space where we can all critique, collaborate, have community, and compete, then Versatile is the server. So I'll drop the link down below if y'all want to join. But that's besides the point. He cried out to the Lord. Moses cried out to God, and he said the Lord showed him a tree, and when he cast it into the waters, the water became sweet. Then he made there a statute and an ordinance for them. So reading this struck my eye, because I was just wondering how God, God dropped the tree into the water and it just became sweet. Like, I mean, that sounds majestic. I know God is sovereign and he can do whatever he wants, but that just sounds crazy. So I wanted to dissect that verse. So I read this study guide, and in the study guide, there was it was written by this guy named Buckingham, and he explains how this might have worked. Basically, he says that the chemicals in the sap of the tree, of the broken limb of the tree, they drew the mineral content down to the bottom of the pools of the water and left only the good water at the top so they could drink from it. He further speculates that there was a significant amount of magnesium and calcium in this water. Now, at first glance, you might think like, dang, God trying to poison them, but no. Magnesium and calcium is actually what athletes use in critical condition, like heat, like harsh humidity, like heat. When you in Florida, when you playing baseball, when you playing baseball in Pensacola and Destin, and you feel me, even Alabama in the summer, like when you down there, bro, you know, like any sport, no. The laxative effect of this would clean out the digestive system of the children of Israel, cleansing them from the common Egyptian elements such as amoebic dysentery and bilharzia. I think that's how you say bilharzia. I don't know, but it's basically a weakening disease, a common weakening disease for Egyptian peasants back then. So I found that so profound, because not only was God interested in cleansing the Israelites, not only was God interested in removing the Israelites geographically out of Egypt, but he also wanted to cleanse them internally, physically, and spiritually, mentally, of what Egypt was doing to them. Because if you go back in Exodus, bro, Pharaoh was doing them bad, bro. Especially when Moses went and approached him and basically was like, bro, let my people go. He was like, nah, actually, now that you say that, I'm finna make them work 10 times harder and give them a task that they definitely can't do by themselves, and then punish them for that jump because they couldn't do it. Like, he was literally on that. Pharaoh was on that. So psychologically, that does something to you. It has an effect on you. And even if you get removed from that space, the mindset, the habits, like, have y'all ever heard the saying, you can't take you could take an N-word out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of N-word. Like, that's a prime example of what this is talking about. Like, what do you think that means? What does that mean to you? You can take an N-word, you can take I'm gonna just say a person. You could take a person out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the person. Like, what does that mean, bro? What is that saying to us? What I wrote down was, because I love analogies, and you know, the tree, it all comes back to the tree. You feel me? That's the tree was how where the fall of mankind started, and also where we were redeemed through Christ and his crucifixion on the tree. So it all comes back to the tree. If you think of it like soil and roots, right? If you have a tree that you planted the seed in clay, right? You plant it in clay, and then you transplant it. Once it sprouts a little bit, you transplant it over to sand, per se. The roots of that tree are still gonna have clay on it. Like, it's still gonna have clay on it, because deep down, that's where it started. That's where the mindset, the instinct, the habits, the everything, like the pride, like all I was gonna say the pride, but a tree don't have pride. But you get what I'm trying to say. For us humans, our pride, our emotions, our reactions to everything, like how our perspective, all of that derives from the ecosystem we grew up in. So that basically, I feel like that's why it's so imperative to put emphasis on the fact that when you come to God, you have to be born again. Like, you can't say that you know God and you literally have not gone through a full 180. It don't gotta be a 180 completely, but to you as a person, you're dying to your flesh, so you gonna know it's like a 180. Like, that don't mean when you come to God, everything that you were doing, you have to put to the side. But boy, you gonna go through some work. I'm telling you, a lot of things gonna change. I'm telling you, you cannot be the same person you were when you met God 6 months later. It's okay, a week you met God, okay, a week later you still on that same junk, okay. But like Myron Golden said, bro, if a bunch of time go by and you ain't changed, I'm gonna kidnap your family and take them to safety. For real, because how you ain't changed, gang? Like, do you know who he is, bro? Like, and the thing about God is, once you actually know who he is, you have no choice but to change, because he puts you through something to produce something. You can't avoid what he put you through. You might be able to avoid his whispers and what he telling you. Hey Nick, go read your Bible. Man, I'll do that later, son. Hey Nick, put on some praise music. Man, I'm trying to listen to that Glock. Man, I'm trying to listen to that Prada bag, son. Like, you feel me? You can dismiss him when he speak to you, but when he really put you in that real deal circumstance, ain't no ducking. Ain't no ducking that fade. No cap. So some other bullet points I wrote were true freedom requires surrenderance. So in order for this change to happen, it starts with surrendering. Like, first is awareness, self-awareness, then awareness of God. Then through your awareness, you come to surrender. Once you realize his sovereignty, because the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. So once you begin to know who he is and you fear him, you gain wisdom. You actually realize that you have to surrender your life to him. Once you realize you have to surrender your life, what comes with it is surrendering your will. Now, when you surrender your will, things will happen in your life that are not in your control. And like I said, he'll put you through things to produce things, and you don't know where it's going. That's where the faith comes in. So the two things that I've stated, surrenderance, then faith. Then the last one, relationship. In order to maintain that faith, because it's a muscle, and how you keep your muscles in real life. What you got to do, you got to go to the gym. You feel me? You got to have a ritual. You have to have a routine. You have to have a relationship with God, because he's not some thing that just set laws in place and just left. No, he's actively living in, like, he's here, bro. He's watching you. You feel me? So it's a relationship. It's a communion with God. So the three statues the three statues are surrenderance, faith, and relationship. What comes before surrenderance is self-awareness and then awareness of God. Then you begin to get wisdom. And that also plays back into what I was telling y'all before about the three statues of God and how he works. He has knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It's not in that order, but what comes first is knowledge, what comes second is understanding, what comes third is wisdom. Now, from that wisdom, there's surrenderance. Then after the surrenderance is what's after surrenderance? What did I just tell y'all to it? I just brain farted. After surrenderance, what is after surrenderance? Faith. After faith is relationship, because in order to keep that faith muscle, you have to have a relationship with God. So I hope y'all got something from this message. Back yet again, if you want to go back to it, What I was reading out of is Exodus 15, 23 through 25, my bad. And like I said again, if y'all want to join a Discord server, we're going to have a community of members who, bro, if you're seeing this video, it's meant for you, bro. I'm going to drop the link, bro. Like, just hop in the server. You feel me? We're going to get you right. And I got a song wars coming this Sunday, so y'all tune in if y'all want to. We're going to try to bring some exposure to these underlooked creatives as far as rapping. We're going to have a lot more events as far as producing, editing, fashion. We're gonna do a lot of stuff, so just stay tuned to the Versatile movement. It's a culture. And yeah, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Versatile signing out.